Hey guys, how's it going? My name is always, and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working on, well, in the last few episodes, we've been working on trying to get access to both the fusion and the fission chambers from MineChem, which is going to help us a lot. It's going to be a lot easier to use those than anything else to get some of the high tier stuff that we want. And yeah, all in all, we're just kind of working towards whatever we can get. We're kind of at the point in this mod pack, which once again is not fully completed, but we're kind of at the point where we're just kind of just working our way through whatever we can get done and having some fun with it, or at least trying to. So we've set up circuitry stuff, which I am doing. Okay, I guess you were fine. We have, wow, that's actually surprising. 13 stable of those. I've been making a lot of various circuits and whatever circuits I can get, to be honest. I put some speed upgrades and energy upgrades in both of these guys. Those are relatively easy to make. The energy upgrades are similar to the speed upgrades. It just depends on what type of circuit you use, whether it's the red one or the bluish green one. And I guess that one's blue. But let's see. Haven't really done too much, to be honest. Just trying to figure out what to do. Set up a little bit of auto crafting, got another interface for the world interaction upgrades, which we'll get to these guys in a moment. But I know the best way to have these, and turns out you need to have them directly connected to the block. We had this up one because there's lava directly underneath it. As long as we never move this block, the matter condenser, it doesn't really matter, and if we do, we just need to take out the storage component before we move it, and we'll be fine. So, real quick, we have some angel steel to throw on the ground, and turn into other angel steels. So, what are we up to? 3rd degrees, so we can turn those into a 4th degree. And we need to get to 5th degree, I believe is what we need for a quest. Yes, we need a 5th degree. That's pretty much it. So we'll probably stop making higher degrees at that point. We'll kind of see. It goes up to like 8th degree, I think. But yeah, we've been setting up a bunch of different auto crafting type stuff. We have auto crafting for hydrogen and oxygen nanotubes, which is working just fine as far as I'm aware. I haven't actually checked it, but this is slowly but surely getting us water, and I really there's ways we could make this go faster probably, but it's fine. It's kind of one of those passive things. It's going to take us a while before we can actually use the nanotubes because we need those for, what is it called? It's a blueprint. The Fission Chamber blueprint, which requires a picotube of hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Carbon is easy enough for us to get because of diamonds, but the other two are not. We also don't need the energy upgrades anymore. Something I did realize is we're going to need in this guy, because this guy is not set up yet, fully anyways. It's getting there, but it's actually not going to extract anything, because anytime it tries to put anything into this interface, it's going to pull it out just as fast. So we'll need to get some filters. We'll make a filter today so that we can start working on this. Although this guy is not going to work anytime soon because, well, we don't have access to a redstone clock, which is kind of a bummer. But oh well. So I would love to get some more applied energistic stuff done, but we're kind of running into the issue of making stuff is kind of a pain. So if we look at, for example, the storage bus, which I'd love to make one, we need an interface, which we can do. We can actually make this. We get an interface and 2 pistons, and we just need another piston that's sticky. Cool, so we have a storage bus, which we already had one. We need to make another one for this guy. And this should hopefully work. Now we just need enough cables to go along. Now I considered making ME conduit. But I don't know if that's going to be the best. Oh, we already had 2 storage buses. Oh, man. I didn't need to waste all that stuff. Dang it. So we need to just run a line like so all the way across. But we could use ME conduit as well. But I think the ME glass cable is going to be cheaper. So ME glass cable. Glass cable. It's 2 for 4. Conduit. Oh no, it's also 2 for 4. Okay, so we'll use the conduit. And let's make one more set. Alright, so that should be enough. And the nice thing about this is we can just run it along with this line. And there we go. It connects up. So we have a storage bus. This should get activated. It is. And now we should see all of our circuits. Perfect. Now what that means is we can start doing some auto crafting. So the system already knows how to make double layer capacitors. That's fine. We need to make the tungsten platings. So we just need to teach it how to make the tungsten platings. And to do that, we're going to need tungsten for 1 and beryllium for 2. Now, beryllium is a little bit of a pain to do, but we have... No, it's not beryllium, it's beryl. We need beryl, which comes from emeralds. Emeralds will give us beryl, so that's what we're going to use. And I recently taught, as in I just got done teaching our Tome of Knowledge, how to make nether bricks, because that's going to be a really good source for tungsten. Tungsten's kind of the harder one of all of it, but if we look at emeralds, let's get like 4 emeralds. For right now, we're going to need a lot more emeralds, but we'll get there. Let's break those down and get some beryl. Put that there. And teach the tungsten plating. So, that is not too bad. So, I'm trying to think. There is a way you can do subnetworks a little bit nicer. I think you have to have like an interface and a storage bus for that, but it doesn't really matter too much to me. So let's grab our blueprint, our fission chamber blueprint. This is what we're trying to make. This will allow us to split atoms, and we need 98 tungsten plating. So let's see how bad it is to make that. So we need 98 of this stuff. So we're going to need 52 more controlled fuel. That's actually really easy. And it's actually going to be smart about making the circuits. So that's good to know. By the way, problem with the circuits is it fills up with junk very quickly. We're going to get some really cool stuff from this, but we're going to get a lot of enriched gold pickaxes, and axes, and iron swords, and the reinforced iron swords and axes. Plus a ton of calculators and scientific calculators, crafting calculators. We're going to get a lot of junk, but we're going to get some good stuff like power cubes, because these things are a little bit annoying to make. And I don't know if these are super duper useful. But we can make, we can get some stuff out of them, potentially. Or make them into other things. There's stuff we can do with it if we need to. So what we might actually do is get a filter and trash can that stuff. But as you can see, I have an entire inventory full of golden pickaxes and whatnot. Unfortunately, we can't really do much with them, as far as I'm aware. So that's kind of a bad part, but we'll figure out some stuff to do. I think, actually, how bad would a trash can be? Trash can should be just cobblestone in a chest. Yep. Okay. So can we make a chest? Can we make a chest? We can. And can we make a trash can? We can. Cool. So we're going to need a filter. I threw my calculator on the ground. That was not good. We're going to need a filter. Basic item filter. Which is going to require a hopper. So we're going to need another chest. And everything else should be pretty straightforward with this. We just need some paper. And this will let us get everything cleaned up a little bit nicer. So if we place a trash can, put that extract filter, whitelist the swords, the axes, the pickaxes, and the axes. I keep throwing my flawless calculator around. I really should not do that. Let's switch things around. Pickaxe and the other axe. That should be fine for now. And we put that on always active. Match metadata. That should be fine. Insert. So there goes all that stuff into the trash. We have no real use for it, so yeah, might as well. And we'll go ahead and get this stuff placed in here. And if we want to, say, get rid of the calculators as well, we can. That is always an option. So, with that taken care of, one of the big things currently we need to just kind of focus on is this is going to make us a ton of circuits, and we're going to want most of these out so that we can make the now we do need our flawless calculator so that we can make the controlled fuel. So I made a bunch of enriched coal. If you can't remember, that is redstone and coal. Pretty easy. And we just do this for a while. So this is kind of boring, whatever. Whoops. But it's actually not that bad. So there's 28 already. And I threw in a stack of stone in here into the precision chamber, and that guarantees the circuit, these specific circuits. So we'll get done with this fairly quickly. I know constant crafting is not the most entertaining thing to watch, but we just need 4 more. At least for now. We will need more of this stuff later, but we'll get to that when we get there. So there is the control fuel. Tungsten plating, again, we need 98. So all we're missing at this point is the tungsten and the barrel. So we're going to need a lot of emeralds. And netherrack, nether brick rather. So let's get the nether brick. That won't take too much EMC. And we'll get this cycling through. And there is going to be some titanium, which is going to be radioactive. We'll have to take that out and put it away. But we'll get plenty of tungsten from this. And we'll come back to that later. So, in a little bit. Not too long. Can't wait too long on that. So, we're going to need a filter for our applied energistic stuff. And I'm trying to think. So, we're going to need a filter for flux crystals, the 3 pure crystals. Yeah, we're going to need an advanced filter. So, that requires a Z-Logic controller, which zombie head, solarium, we're going to need a little bit more of that. Oxygen nanotubes, that goes in here. Is there anything else at from MineChem? We can sort by mod. That'll work. We're going to need solarium, we're going to need some of that. We're going to need some redstone. And let's go ahead and make the paper. We'll go grab some paper But real quick, I want to see, is there any other MineChem stuff in here? I don't see anything. So, okay, cool. How's this doing? We need to take the titanium out. Put that in there. Silicon can come out to be placed in here. And what else we have? Bunch of zinc. Tungsten. Okay, cool. So we'll get through a lot of this stuff fairly quickly. Let's see. We have the slice and splice. We just need one more solarium, so that is a soul sand. Which I believe we have a little bit. Yeah, we have some in here. Let's get like 8 of it. Why not? It's just gold. 1, 2, and that goes in here. Alright, we have more silicon. Beryllium. Okay. Plenty of things to get rid of in our inventory. And grab this again. Okay, so we are going to need some sugar cane. I guess let's just go ahead and harvest some, because why not? And we're going to need emeralds as well to get the beryllium, the barrel. But that shouldn't be too difficult. So we're going to get the advanced filter. I'm not going to hook it up quite yet, at least not fully. But it is something good to have. Did we get 2 stacks? No. Okay. And then for the advanced filter, we just need this. And that. Cool. So let's see. 27 titanium. Eventually a lot of that stuff we'll use. And we're getting a lot of tungsten from this, so that's good as well. Let's get all the silicon we can, so we can just put it away. And that's something else that we might want to do at some point, is put in like a some sort of like automatic input for all of the chemicals, but we'll see. Anyways, we have our advanced filter now. Cool. So all we have to do is put the filter on the extraction, I think will work best. If we just put that, gotta walk up there. If we just put that up here on the extraction, let's see, insert extract. We'll put an advanced filter. We can whitelist and all that kind of stuff. Or even better, we can blacklist and then put stuff like the flux crystals, the pure crystals. The charged surface quartz doesn't need to, because that will be put into here and then immediately put into there, presumably. But we'll still need the, well, we'll still need the redstone clock. I couldn't make one with redstone, but it's, ugh. I hate working with redstone sometimes. Silicon. There's always so much silicon. Iron. Chrome. Carbon. Okay. So let's get this stuff taken care of. And the other thing we're going to work on real quick is we have our cobblestone generator over here. And I was trying to figure out, I couldn't remember what's the optimal setup for these. And it turns out it is 5 stacks of world interaction upgrades with 1 stack of speed upgrades. That gives you the most cobblestone ever, and that's what we're going to do. So I told the system how to make world interaction upgrades, and we're going to start off with 640, that's 10 stacks, and that requires a ton of iron, a ton of sticks, and a ton of lapis. So the sticks should not be that bad. we can just do one of these and use up all the wood. Why not? Iron and lapis are also not that bad. So we just come over here, get iron. I want to see something real quick with the solarium. Is that seeable? It is. We're going to take one of those. I'm going to make sure that we don't have it. But we're going to potentially make some more solarium. Nope. Okay. We don't have it. So we're going to want lapis. And then we'll take this out. Put the book in there. Put the solarium in there. And how is this going? Let's clean up our inventory. Like, not like that. Oh my gosh. I don't know why it does that. Alright, world interaction upgrades. Can we make 640? Nope, we still need a ton of both of those things. Okay, so beryllium, take the silicon, everything but that stuff, the titanium, tungsten. Alright, let's just clean up the inventory again, and lots of just kind of going back and forth. So the idea with the rest of this stuff should be pretty easy. So I need to get some beryl, which is emeralds. I will do that, as well as getting the rest of the tungsten, the iron, and the lapis. I'll do all that stuff, and we'll come back in just a moment once I have that all done. So yeah. Surprisingly, that did not take that long. So I currently have all of the stuff we need for both the world interaction upgrades and the tungsten plating. So let's go ahead and make the tungsten plating first, because that seems, well, smarter. Wrong way. And just to kind of show off, we have everything we need. The 98 barrel was really easy. The tungsten, we barely have enough. And yeah, we'll just let that start working. So yeah, as you can see, I have 7 whole tungsten left. I'm going to need to get a lot more of that relatively soon and go from there. I did a little bit of work with this. I added blocks of diamond, emerald, gold, iron, and lapis to all this, just so it'd be a little bit easier to kind of work with. And yeah, our inventory is going to be very full right now, but that's okay, because we'll start getting the tungsten plates fairly quickly, and it looks like it is literally just crafting those up. So at a certain point, we will probably maybe expand some of the auto crafting stuff. I don't know. Honestly, it's not something that we really need to do. I don't plan on doing a lot of auto crafting, just stuff like this where we need a specific number of things, or a mass quantity of things that are annoying to make, like world interaction upgrades. So we don't need filtered, don't need the control, don't need that. Alright, so we're almost there with the tungsten plating. 98 is what, 34? So 3, there we go. So while that is done, we will go ahead and get the world interaction upgrades, which I also have enough for 640. So yeah, that is 4,000 iron, 2,000 lapis, lots and lots of stuff. We don't have enough bytes to do that, so can we do 320? No, we only have, wait, what? World interaction upgrade, so 300, whoa, that's way too much. 320, it's 4,000 bytes. It's not enough. We'll have to make more ME storage stuff if we want to do something like that. So, world interaction upgrades, you know, can I make iron picks times, let's just do world interaction upgrades. Let's do 100. How about 200? 200 is enough. Okay, so that'll start working, and what we can do in the meantime is get this stuff going. So we need to get the world interaction upgrade sooner rather than later, because the next thing we're going to need to make is going to require the fission walls, and that is going to require singularities, quantum entangled singularities, but quite a few of those for each wall. So let's go ahead and make this. Now these are ghost blocks, but we can actually click on them. So we should be able to make the fusion chamber pretty easily. And all it is tungsten plating, so it's not too bad. It's just a 5x5. We'll just fill all this stuff in, and we'll be done. So why do we want the fusion chamber? Well, because it's gonna make some stuff easier. So like we could make tungsten with this if we so choose. And there we go, chemical fission chamber. Actually, this is fission, not fusion. So this thing splits elements in half, resulting in elements which represent half. It's powered by RF. So obviously we need to get a flux plug or point, whichever. We have some of those. It is a point. So you know what? We can put the blueprint away. Actually, let's put the blueprint somewhere else. Blueprint. Are you done making? Not quite. Let's go ahead and put the blueprint in here because we don't need it anymore. And all we need to do is just put this guy like so. Network, main, back, priority, whatever. And then we should be able to do something like this, and this should be getting power. Yes. So if we want to use this, and this guy, by the way, will get moved, and we'll put him somewhere over here. We'll figure out based on where how big the other blueprint is. I think it's an 11 by 11 or 11 long at least, but we'll see once we get there. So what we can do is, well, run out of power. That is gonna be a thing. So this will start getting power soon enough. But the big thing is, like, this has to charge up, and it's only halfway there. So we'll let that kind of charge up. But yeah, that's kind of a problem. Not that big of a problem though. How are we doing on glowstone? We need more glowstone. Let's go grab a bunch of glowstone for our Aura Cascader, or the angel steel producer, whatever it's called. So glowstone. Let's fill up our inventory, and that should be good. Okay. So what does all this mean? Now we have the fusion chamber, the fission chamber. I gotta get saying that right. We have the fission chamber. So what that means is we can fairly easily just kind of divide things up if we so choose. So for example, what's some stuff that we could mess around with? If we get really high value stuff like void matter, splitting that in half would be good. But alternatively, things like what's something that's kind of annoying to get? Tungsten, for example, is 74. So we need whatever 148 is, which doesn't exist. So like some of the stuff, the fission chamber might not be that useful unless we can get like Paracel, which gives us I think it rounds down, so that would be 60, whatever element 60 is, which is krypton, thallium, neodymium, which I don't think is all that. Wait, no. Neodymium. I don't think that's all that useful. No, but it's a pretty like pinkish purple. So yeah, if we can get some of these like energy matters, which doesn't look like we'll be able to. Let's see, red matter we can get from bioalchemy, or yeah, there's some of the stuff that like we could probably try to get. It's just not going to be all that useful. Parcesium? Okay, so yeah, this stuff is not going to be that useful. The fission chamber is not going to give us all that much in terms of value, but at the same time, it's good to have it. So, with that taken care of, let's get the last thing I want to do, which is the world interaction upgrades. We have our first 200. Let's go ahead and make 220. Haha, we can. And then we'll need another 220 after that one's done. So, in the meantime, let's kind of look at, do we have Angel Steel actually by now? We might, and we'll be able to finish that quest up. Let's see, throw those on the ground. I mean, yeah, if we completely reset. And this should be a Angel Steel 5th degree. Perfect. It's been a while since we've heard that noise, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so that will continue making stuff. Now there is some other quests in this section that we still need to do. We can't do the berry bushes as far as I'm aware. Let's see, what else? I think the only other thing is the stealing sword. 5 quests in total, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, stealing sword. So the sword of the thief, which requires 2nd degree. So we just need 4 2nd degrees. So that'll take some time to get, but won't be too bad. And we're gonna put this guy away before he crashes my game. That's pretty simple. How are we doing for this? Red fruit charcoal, we could probably use some more. Let's get a handful more. Let's do like that much. Ooh. I'm gonna have to do some more work with diamonds. And get a bunch of diamonds. Okay. So that's not a problem. I just need to grind out the stuff. Actually, we have a bunch of red fruit charcoal in here. I forgot about that. Oh well. Anyways, let's go ahead and are we done crafting? Almost. We can start getting the world interaction upgrade, so you guys can see kind of what this is going to be like. But we have 5. We could fully upgrade 1 with this much. We're going to need another set, so if we do this, you'll see that this value is going to be increasing quite a bit more. A lot faster, and that's kind of the idea. So we'll just fully increase 1 at a time. So we're going to need another 640 at the end of the day. So I did 2, I've done 420, so that is another 220 as soon as this set is done. This would be faster if we had more of this molecular assemblers type stuff, but we don't, so it is what it is. Something actually that we might be able to do, so something else that's kind of annoying to get is aluminum. Aluminum is a relatively low, so what is number 26? Can we get, oh, it's iron. That's a useful thing. So if we take, let's say, a half a stack of iron, aluminum is super useful for making sorta quartz. So if we put iron in here, we'll get a stack of iron, and it costs how much for each? Not that much. So that is kind of the idea. We can use elements to get, we can use easier elements to get the harder elements, and then with the aluminum, we can get the sorta quartz a lot easier because this requires aluminum phosphate, And phosphate is easy enough to get. Phosphate is literally, we can get it from glowstone, I believe. Or bones. Yeah, we can get it from bones, so that would be easy enough. We just run it through this. And so, like, anything that is even remotely challenging to get, we can potentially get it a little bit easier through, well, fission. And the opposite is going to be true. So for example, we're going to need temporal matter, which requires kinetic matter for whatever reason, which is 1002, which omnimatter is kind of the way you're supposed to get it, but it's not a guaranteed. It's like a 25% chance for one of them, and that sounds awful. But what we can do instead is, well, we can just kind of make that. So if we look at the matter stuff, so condensed matter is 125, which we can make with, like, oh, I don't know, some high numbers. So like one thing that we could very easily use is gold. Gold is like 79. So math on camera is always not fun. 6, which would get us 85, 46. So what's 46? Element, ooh, that looks cool. Element number 46 is palladium. But then we could just do 23, which is vanadium, which we're getting a lot of. We just do 2 vanadiums to make a palladium, and then use that with gold and make whatever we want. I could figure out a better way to do that probably, but like that is one option. So getting phosphate and aluminum, I mean, we could get like 2 stacks of iron. Iron is really easy to get because we can just grind down our regular iron, and that is not that bad to do. So let's get the last 220 of those, and yeah, we can get a lot of really cool stuff fairly easily with the fission chamber, or the fusion chamber, and the fission chamber. So that's kind of the idea, and that's kind of the point going forward. It does use a lot of power, but we're producing a good bit of power as well. And then we just kind of come back over here. Phosphate and aluminum. Aluminum phosphate, and then there is almost a stack of sorta quartz that quickly. So lots of power, but you know, it's not all that bad. So I think what I'm going to do is call the episode here. The plan for next time is we're going to try to work towards the fusion chamber, and that's going to require the blueprints. So let's see, how close are we to getting the blueprints? Actually really close. No, I take that back. We need 4 stacks of hydrogen nanotubes and 4 stacks of oxygen nanotubes. So I am going to work towards that. Nanotubes. We have 1, 2, 3. We're actually a little bit closer than I thought, but the carbon nanotubes are easy enough. I just need to get the diamonds. So the idea is going to be this. We're going to work towards getting the blueprints first and foremost, and then I don't know if we can tell what it's going to require just from this, but it is a 13 by 5 by 13, so fairly big, but I want to put it relatively close to this guy. So the other thing is, And do we have the world interaction upgrades? Almost. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that is coming along. The other thing that we're going to be working on is this stuff, which is just let's get as much cobblestone as we possibly can into this guy. And you can see it's already a major difference. I want to be producing singularities very quickly. In fact, we don't have any yet other than the 2 we've had for a while. But we're going to need quite a few, and then to make these entangled singularities, and then we're going to need ender pearls. Lots and lots of ender pearls. Which, have I taught this over here how to make that? There's so many eggs. Yes. So each one of these ender pearls, we can basically turn into the singularities and then go from there. So we're going to need a lot of ender pearls for that as well, but that's not too bad. And then to get the ender pearl dust, all we have to do is grind it up, and not too bad. In fact, let's make another. Can we make another double layer capacitor? Right, it's currently crafting. Alright, let's do that real quick. And that'll go faster. Cool. So let's get the world interaction upgrades, the last 2 stacks. And yeah, we can start getting singularities. And then basically next time what we're going to do is focus on getting, yeah, that's going to go so much faster. And imagine if we have 4 times that. So I'm going to get the rest of the world interaction upgrades. I am going to get the blueprints basically ready, and I'm probably going to clean up the applied energistic stuff a little bit, try to get that ready so that once we have a little bit more automation, we can finish that up. So we don't have that much left to do in this, so by the time we get the applied energistic stuff automated, we're going to be basically done with the series, but oh well. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We got progress, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!